Here we go.
What's going on, everyone? We got a new video covering Tribes of Midgard Season 2's Serpent Saga, which is releasing December 14th. If you guys don't know, I'm a huge Tribes of Midgard fan. I was super excited for this game to be released, and when it finally dropped in July, I was obsessed. I finished the entire season pass within like the first week. I think, I'm close to like 200 to 300 hours into the game. I've done every event. I have every skin. Like, I'm a huge Tribes of Midgard fan. So I'm really excited that we're finally getting our next piece of big content being added that's not like a mid-season with Serpent Saga. I want to go over the blog that came out on the 2nd of December for anybody that missed out. Also, I haven't really had a chance to look over all the details myself. So I'd love to not only go over all this information with you all, but talk about my thoughts on Tribes of Midgard in its current position and the future of Tribes of Midgard, as it continues to grow, and what I would love to see. All right, so let's see what we got here. Hello, Vikings. The time has finally come, and the sea awaits. Tribes of Midgard Season 2 Serpent Saga makes landfall on December 14th. The PlayStation blog gave us our first look at what's coming in Season 2, but here's a recap of what they shared. We're so excited for you to dive into our newest free seasonal update featuring a new saga boss, boats, a new ocean biome full of opportunity, new enemies, new weapons and armor, new runes, starter kits, and more. We're also kicking off a festive Yule Days event and adding a boatload of additional balancing and quality of life updates. Oh yeah, almost forgot. You can swim. The Serpent Saga, a first look. We'll start off with a peek at some of Season 2's content. Here's a quick recap, but keep in mind that this isn't all we have to share, and you can check out more in the blog post below. Stay tuned for more details as we approach the update and for the full patch notes reveal on December 14th. Swimming. Yes, we heard your Viking cries loud and clear and have worked hard to implement aquatic exploration for Season 2. Your fate is now in your hands. I'm not gonna lie, I actually liked that water was dangerous. And at best, even if this was like something that they wanted to address from community feedback when it came to falling in the water, it would have been a nice surprise to see it happen by mistake. But nonetheless, swimming is going to be in Tribes of Midgard, and that's pretty exciting because that opens up a whole new area of the world that we have yet to explore. The shipyard. Similar to the quarry, farm, or lumberyard, you'll have to rebuild a shipyard to be able to use it. As you upgrade the shipyard, you'll gain access to new and sturdier boat kits, all of which will allow you to use your construction screen to build the boat. That's going to be really exciting, but also very nerve-wracking because obviously, one, we don't know how sailing goes, and for anybody who really knows about me and my content on Twitch, boats are kind of my thing, a little bit. Between Sea of Thieves and sailing around for 18 hours to find my merchant in Valheim, actually it was more than 18 hours, but that was the final stream was 18 hours long to find the merchant because we had the worst spawn for him in Valheim. Regardless, I'm excited to see how, sailing works in Tribes of Midgard and hopefully some updates to the construction system. Boating. 3 different boat types await you. Smaller, more nimble fairings, I hope I'm saying that correctly, a medium-sized carve, which I'm used to from Valheim, and a glorious drakar. I hope I'm saying that correctly too. Each has different statistics for health, speed, and player counts. The choice is yours. Beachside enemies and combat. Not only will there be hazards in the ocean, but you'll have to be wary of the shores you explore. They're full of new camps and new enemies. More on that soon. I would take this whole thing out right here and just let us be surprised. I think one of my favorite things about Tribes of Midgard with Season 1 was like, yeah, we had this like tease on like, the combat and fighting the Jotuns and, the fact that there was this lair to find the boss and all that. But we really, you really didn't get your hands, until you got your hands dirty, you really didn't understand what the tribe's experience was. And I think that's what made it special for me. So I think less is more in this regard. And finding other ways to engage people to being interested in, getting back into the content or enjoying Tribes for the first time would be awesome. The combat looks dope. It looks like you're like using a totem to maybe summon some enemies or something like that. Runes, more runes. To help conquer your seafaring journey, we've added 5 new runes. We'll keep these as a surprise for now. You'll now have 40 runes at your disposal. Now that's awesome. And that's right there. This is exactly what I'm talking about. We'll keep these as a surprise for now. And I love that. And I think that the more you keep as a surprise, the better, because every saga that comes out, I want that, you know, that kind of like discovery mechanic where it's, you know, that for like that first ever run feeling all over again, even if it's for a short period of time, because once you understand the loop of tribes, you're kind of in it, but at least you can still have some mystery to it until you figure it out and get your first couple clears. A new Serpent Saga boss. Shh, we're not ready to reveal all the details surrounding our Serpent Saga boss just yet. Let's just say you'll find this mythical creature of legend on a desolate island out at sea. I wonder who it could be. Now, this is a, you know, obviously I could be incorrect because I'm not the biggest Norse mythology fan. I would have to say that God of War 2018 really started my love for that lore. I was more of a Greek mythology kid. And, but, you know, God of War 2018 made me really excited to learn more about the lore. And obviously from that game alone, thinking about a serpent, especially when you already have Fenrir, you know, and the creatures that we've already come across in Tribes of Midgard, Jorgenmundur is the only one that really pops to mind. And it sounds like something that makes sense, especially when you look at the initial graphic. It looks like it could be the World Serpent. The Eula Days festive event. Now, this is one of my favorite things about Tribes, and I would love to see, I really hope we get to see more of these, because these are really engaging, fun events that allow you to get some limited time festive cosmetics. And so I'm really, really, really excited. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Our Eula Days will make its debut, featuring festive content including a pet, cosmetics, changes to the main menu, and village and festive challenges. Okay, we'll stop there. Gotta save some stuff for release day. And I love that because I'm really excited for it, because the Halloween event was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. And it made me just excited to play Tribes again. So I really, really hope they continue with festive events like this. Since it's planning to be a live service, I look forward to whatever they have to offer in that, you know, that re-engagement, like jump back on Tribes to, you know, earn these rewards and be, you know, check these changes mid-season. So I love their roadmap approach, where we get a full season every 4 months, but about 2 months in, we get like something to jump back into, even if it's just like light little changes to the game. And I really thought they did a great job with season 1, because that turnaround time from launch leading into 2 months, you know, for that first 1.5 or season 1.5 event, it ended up, you know, just changing the script a little bit, and it made me excited to go back in. So I hope they continue to expand on that, because I think that'll make more people excited for every update that there is to come. So let's see what we got here. We've got some quick notes for you before we splash into Saga 2. We want to give a friendly heads up for the brave Vikings out there, particularly those tackling the 100-day survival mode challenge. All worlds will be reset at the beginning of season 2 update, and I love that they've made a firm decision on this, because I already know from experience and from the community that people were making save files for like 100-day, you know, or higher survival saves, to where they could end them when season 2 started and get like a buttload of XP, if not, you know, a bunch of XP to finish the season 2 battle pass at the start of the season. So I love that they thought about this, because there were people trying to get around, like, oh my god, we have another, you know, level 50 battle pass to go through. Why don't I just keep a save for a long survival, and then I can, you know, finish that save and then get all the XP right on day 1. So I've huge ups and respect to Norsfell, because I really, really love the idea of everyone having to start from scratch, get out the gates running, and grind. Make sure to keep this in mind. A reminder will also be enabled in the main menu, which is there now. I played Tribes like 2 days ago, and it's there. Your season level will also begin anew, but don't worry. Along with the remaining existing challenges, you have plenty of new items to discover and new challenges to take on. Something that I would love to see Tribes of Midgard get, and this is kind of like building on this season level begin anew. I would love to see like an account level, something that really shows that, you know, you've grinded the game out, like, you know, some type of prestige-esque system where you can, every season you can reset your level for more prestige rewards and so on and so forth, or something along the lines of, just continuing to do it over and over, where you get like renown on your account, and it just, you can kind of keep building up this, like, even just like a little border around like your little icon on your profile that shows how hard of a Viking you've been for tribes, something along those lines. Nothing too crazy. Expanding on Midgard, Season 2 will bring a brand new rewards track, so you can use this time now to progress in the current track. You will keep the items you earn. All items from Season 1's reward track will then be found in the shop for Golden Horns, exception of the Wolf Saga portrait. Now, I love this because obviously, time-gated challenge trackers and progression trackers help keep retention, or, allow people to feel like, oh, I need to jump on and get my rewards done and all that stuff. But I have two big, I guess I really only have one big issue with the way that Norsfell went about Season 1. And I firmly believe that, like, we were given the challenges that were added for 1.5. So you had your daily challenge to get some more horns. You had your weekly challenge to get a huge burst of XP for your rewards track. But at the end of the day, that came mid-season. And even if, like, a player picked up tribes today, there really is no way to get through that rewards track now until the 14th. And I'm recording this on the 12th, so that's 2 days. Just to put another game on the table that does something really well for people that don't play it all the time, or may not have the opportunity to play it all the time because of other games or just life. Why was there no double XP event? Why was there no triple XP event? I understand that obviously you want people to feel like they should be, playing throughout the entire season, but you're always going to have those new players that come along that might feel left out or may not even be interested because they might feel like there's no, they can't keep up, even with the rewards being in the store. And I do think that the physical rewards being in the store at post-season change makes sense, because obviously those are game-changing items and rewards, and, that's something that should never be taken away, to where, like, one player can have them and another player can never get a game-changing item. That'd be ridiculous. But at the same time, even those, like, cosmetics, like, somebody picked up the game today, they have no chance. Zero chances, unless maybe they got lucky and were able to find somebody on, like, the Discord that had, like, huge XP survival days and to blast through their tracker. But double XP, triple XP weekends, or final event to let people get those last levels or get a chance to get it done, these are very common, and I can't believe that I didn't see that for Season 1. So that's, like, one of my biggest, like, criticisms about Season 1. Sagas will build upon each other in every sense, meaning Fenrir will still be available to fight in all worlds on Midgard. You'll be able to choose which saga you take on at the quest board in your village and toggle the one chosen. Interesting. So you only get to choose one or the other. You can't do both, which I would love to see if I could do both in one Fimbulwinter run. Interesting. Our plans for Tribes of Midgard extend well into 2022 and beyond. As we keep on expanding the experience based on your feedback, we want to ensure that the release dates we communicate are accurate. Our team's well-being is vital for us, and in a world filled with many challenges, we'll keep on updating this roadmap one season at a time. Thank you for continuing to be an awesome community and for your continued support. Now, one thing that does have me worried, we have Season 2 right here, and then it says 2022 and beyond. But I'm wondering, like, I feel like the first roadmap we saw had mid-saga, and it was, like, trying to show, like, we had more banners, I think. I really hope that they're not trying to take away the mid-saga. Like, I understand, like, big, impactful updates are great and wonderful, and obviously, team's well-being is all great, grand, and wonderful. I will say player retention and, like, getting people to come back to the game every 4+ months for each season might be a little bit harder. I don't know. In my opinion, it just seems like this got condensed, like got really condensed. And maybe it's just because like they're just rounding out the holidays, rounding out the year, and then we'll get another updated roadmap, and it'll obviously show us, you know, in February, we're going to see season 2.5, like mid-saga update for season 2 in February, and they're continuing the same plan. But that does worry me a little bit. I hope that they're not changing course there, because the mid-season for season 1, even though it was, you know, just slight changes, it really refreshed my experience and made me excited to go back while we waited for season 2 to come out. We've been hard at work the past few months to create this next adventure for you and are eager to hear what you think of this update. To start off, what are you most looking forward to? Well, I'm looking forward to the new saga boss, because I can't wait to see what a fight on an island versus a serpent looks like. So that's going to be really exciting. That's easily my favorite thing. The one thing I am hoping to see in the future for Tribes of Midgard is obviously huge updates to survival. And when you look at the 2022 and beyond, fishing, that doesn't seem like something you're going to see for saga mode. That seems like a, you know, very survival-like situation. And now one thing that we obviously do know is like Tribes isn't run by like a huge studio. Like it's not being made by a new studio. New game mode, super dope. That's awesome. However, the one thing that I have an issue with this is because it's not a big studio, saga mode, I would love to see start getting a loop more similar to Risk of Rain. I think Risk of Rain does a great job on making every run feel very unique, and I would love to see Tribes get that way. Tribes is in a situation right now where once you figure it out, once you understand the loop, you got it, and it doesn't take much to put you in a situation where you're feeling stress on like your tree dying, or you're gonna fail a run, or you're not gonna be able to kill the boss in a certain number of time. And I would love to see Tribes of Midgard Norsfell really focus on making Tribes experience, the main experience, something more similar to Risk of Rain first, because it does the roguelike of it so well with the runes and, you know, combat and things like that. I would love to see more variations, you know, maybe, you know, different types of modifiers that are changed to enemy camps, or, you know, the world, depending on what run you get into. And I'd really, really, really love to see that. Don't get me wrong, one of my favorite things would be a consistent time to play the game where in survival, you know, I'm working on like building my base and I'm trying to keep my world as alive as long as I can, and you can get to like hundreds of days survived and so on and so forth, and having housings and base camps and buildings and farming and mounts, and, you know, like that would be awesome. But the main experience of Tribes of Midgard that sold the game on me is saga mode, and I believe that that's the successful part of it to build. I think that they should walk in the direction of Risk of Rain and roguelikes first before walking in the direction of games like Valheim. I think that they have the opportunity to do both. I know that that's pretty crazy to think of, especially for a smaller team, but that's also why I think the roguelike of it all would be much more exciting and fun to see continued variations and replayable loops over the survival aspect first. Because at the end of the day, you know, the part of it that's more successful to me right now is saga mode. Survival comes secondary, just based on wanting to complete your rewards. I might be in a different camp than other people, but I would love to hear everybody else's thoughts. Do you think that they should go more in the route of focusing on like a Valheim scenario where you're constantly world building and having a consistent world that you're surviving and building, especially with construction the way it is? And I know that they're talking about construction 2.0 right here, and hopefully making building feel much better. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. So I'm really excited for Season 2. I really think that the biggest misstep and mistake for Season 1 is not allowing people that are new to the game, or, you know, may have like gotten pulled away from the game, to have a chance to come back and finish Season 1's track with some double or triple XP event. I think that would have been really dope. But my biggest and favorite things about Tribes of Midgard are easily the fact that we were able to get cool events. That Val Halloween event was fantastic, and I can't wait for Eula Days. That's going to be so awesome. Our first and most wonderful season that we've been given. Fenrir and the boss variants were super fun and engaging, and I loved coming back to the game. The runes, the starter kits, the combat, all that stuff is feeling great. I can't wait to see how they continue to expand on that with new weapons, new armor, and quality of life changes. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I can't stress enough, if you haven't checked out Tribes of Midgard and you like survival games, you like roguelike games, and you want to see a mix of them in this just like perfect combination of soup, especially going up to, you know, from playing it solo to playing 10-player co-op, this game, it hits all those beats for me. Also, shout outs to all my duo players out there, because that still is to this day the hardest way to play Tribes of Midgard is a duo run, and I love that. Honestly, it's my favorite way to play Tribes is in duo. All right, guys, I can't wait for season 2. This video has been a lot longer than I expected, but I really am passionate about this game and really hope to see the devs continue to thrive and bring so much success for this game, because it's beautifully crafted, it's super fun, it's visually beautiful, and I absolutely love it. Much love to Norsfell and obviously Gearbox, and I'll see you guys on the next video.